What's up, guys? Welcome back. The cold weather is starting to roll in, and for me, that means one thing. It's casserole season. So today, I'm gonna show you how to make this delicious chicken tetrazzini casserole. This recipe comes together super quick and easy with a lot of common ingredients you probably already have in the kitchen. But before we get into the recipe, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell to enable notifications as well. All right, guys, meet me in the kitchen. Let's make it happen. First things first, let's take a look at these ingredients. Super easy today. We're using some leftover rotisserie chicken, about 3 or 4 cups in total. You want to chop it up, remove any bone, skin, cartilage, anything like that. We also have 1 pound of white mushrooms. We have some onion, some Parmesan cheese, some better than bouillon chicken base, some broccoli for health. You could also use frozen peas, some butter for the not so healthy. We got some flour to make a roux. That's gonna be the thickening agent for this. We got some chicken broth, some half and half or whole milk, and some shredded mozzarella cheese. Can't forget this off to the side, a little white wine to deglaze, and to keep the chef hydrated.
And this episode is sponsored by ZBiotics. ZBiotics is a probiotic drink that breaks down the byproduct of alcohol, which is most responsible for rough mornings after drinking. Drink a bottle of ZBiotics before your first drink of alcohol. Make sure you drink responsibly, pace yourself, and get a good night's sleep, and enjoy your next day feeling refreshed and ready to make the most of it. When you drink alcohol, a toxic byproduct of alcohol builds up in your unprepared gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that causes you to feel terrible the next day, and I know all about that. ZBiotics produces an enzyme like the one that your liver uses to break down this byproduct. And that's how this stuff works. It's real science, no random plant extracts, no off-the-shelf ingredients. And ZBiotics is so confident that they offer a 100% money-back guarantee if you're not satisfied. So whether you want your tomorrow to be a productive one, a fun one, or a relaxing one, don't let a few drinks the night before ruin that. ZBiotics has definitely saved me countless times, and I think you'll like it too. So get 15% off your first order of ZBiotics pre-alcohol probiotic by clicking the link in the description box and using my code HAPPEN at checkout. Go to zbiotics.com/happen and get 15% off your first order.
All right, guys, so the first thing you want to do is go ahead and boil your pasta. Today we're using Italian spaghetti. We're going to boil this to package instructions, and then we're going to strain it and add it to our casserole. Always salt your pasta water. You want to add a tablespoon or 2 of salt to the pasta water, bring it up to a boil. Then add your pasta. All right, so the first step here is to basically make a cream of mushroom soup from scratch. Now, you'll find a lot of recipes on the internet that'll tell you to use the canned stuff, but I'm gonna tell you that it's definitely best to make it yourself. So we're gonna melt about a half stick of butter here, and then we're gonna cook down these mushrooms and onions until they get nice and caramelized, and basically make our own cream of mushroom soup. Now, if you wanna skip that step, you can use the stuff from the can, but don't come in the comments telling me the recipe wasn't good if you don't follow the directions. Now, in goes about 1 pound of diced white mushrooms. You can use Bella mushrooms for this as well. And we're just gonna sweat them down, allow them to absorb that butter a bit, caramelize, get a nice deep brown color for us. That's gonna enhance the flavor quite a bit. And then we'll start to add in the mushrooms and some garlic here in just a moment. All right, so once the mushrooms have cooked down for about 3 or 4 minutes, they start to get a nice brown color. Going in with 1 diced onion. Want to give that a mix and let those onions soften up as well. Want to give the mushrooms and the onions a head start before you add the garlic, because garlic has a tendency to burn, and we don't want that to happen. So we're going to give these a head start, go in there with the garlic, and I promise you this is better than canned soup. So now we're going in with some garlic paste. You could also use fresh garlic if you want to, about a tablespoon of that. And we're gonna begin seasoning this up. I'm going in with my all-purpose seasoning. If you don't have this, guys, use whatever all-purpose seasoning you like. And we're also gonna add some Cajun seasoning. That's optional, but the Cajun seasoning plays really nicely with the chicken and the creams that we're gonna be adding to this. And I like the way the flavors come together, so use whatever seasoning you like, guys. If you want to just do a little salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, that'll get the job done. But I'm going to use my AP and some Cajun today. We're also going to go in with 1 teaspoon of better than bouillon chicken base. That's just going to amplify the chicken flavor quite a bit. This stuff does have quite a bit of sodium in it, so you don't want to go too crazy with the salt otherwise. A teaspoon or so will do the trick. Just gonna mix that in. And then we're gonna essentially make a roux by adding some flour. Now a roux is a combination of fat and flour. Today that's gonna be the butter and a couple tablespoons of all-purpose flour to thicken this up. And then we'll deglaze with the wine and then go in with the half and half. So as you can see, we got some great color on the mushrooms and the onions. We got some garlic in there. We've already begun the seasoning process. Now it's time to make a roux. So I'm going in with 3, maybe 4 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. You don't want it to be too thick, but you want it to have some consistency to it since it's going in the oven as a casserole. And this is basically going to form a paste at this point. You want to work that into the veggies, let it absorb all that fat and butter at the bottom of the skillet. And just cook that raw flour off for about a minute or so. And then we're going to deglaze with that white wine. For those of you guys that don't want to cook with alcohol, you can just use chicken broth here. You don't have to use the wine. But you guys know me. I'm not going to miss an opportunity to take a sip. 1 cup of white wine going in. You want to scrape the bottom of the skillet to get up all that fond. Tons of flavor there. Allow that to boil and cook off the alcohol, leaving behind some of that acidity from the wine. Basically the same thing as using lemon juice here. And now we're going in with that chicken broth. Again, constantly scraping the bottom of the skillet. You should have a clean skillet by the end of all this. All that flavor is going to come up off the bottom of the skillet and work its way into our casserole. So just bring that to a simmer, then we'll go in with our whole milk or half and half. So once we got a clean bottom of our skillet and a nice simmer going, we're going in with the half and half, 4 cups in total. And that, my friends, is going to be the best damn cream of mushroom soup you've ever had in your life. I know I'm going to get a little hate in the comments for saying this, but personally, I think you should keep that for the apocalypse. Don't feed me anything with cream of mushroom soup in it from the can. That's just my personal preference. We're going to bring this up to a boil. It'll start to thicken up, and then we'll add in our chicken, our broccoli, our cheese, and then our noodles and get this in the oven. So once you reach a gentle boil like this, you'll notice that the sauce is starting to thicken up quite a bit, which is exactly what you want to see. Now I'm going in with about a 1/4 cup or so of sour cream. I just like the flavor that adds. Gonna add a little bit of creaminess as well, along with some acidity. And now, my friends, we're going in with 2 cups of chopped broccoli, pre-cooked for health, for color. You could go with frozen peas here if you want, but broccoli, I like broccoli a little more than peas, if we're being honest. Next, we're going in with our chopped rotisserie chicken. Quick reminder, guys, that all the specific measurements and ingredients for this recipe can be found in the description box below, so don't forget to check that out. Once we have those ingredients in there, we're going down with about a cup of grated Parmesan cheese and a cup of mozzarella. You want to save enough cheese to top the casserole with before it goes into the oven, but we need a nice creamy situation in here in this skillet before it goes in the casserole dish. Go ahead and season to taste at this point. The only thing missing is the noodles, which we're about to drain here in a moment. Then add them. And everything's going in the oven. Going in with a little fresh chopped parsley for a pop of color and a little bit of freshness. At this point, you want to give it a taste test. Make sure it's right where you want it. If not, you can adjust the seasoning to your preference. Remember, we salted that pasta water as well, so the spaghetti should be nicely salted as well once it gets added in here. Starving like me, at this point, this makes a great snack. Good soup. Low carb too. After you stole a little bit for your snack, we're gonna go ahead and add in the spaghetti. We're gonna give that a mix, make sure that the spaghetti gets nicely coated. And then this, my friends, will be ready for the casserole dish. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees. This is only gonna bake for about 20 minutes. You have yourselves a fantastic casserole for meal prep, Sunday dinner, really whatever you wanna do with it. So we've gone ahead and added everything to our casserole dish. We got our oven preheated. We're gonna hit this with a little grated Parmesan cheese right on top, and then top it with some mozzarella. You can use Fontina, Colby Jack, really any cheese you want, but I would prefer or recommend a white cheese for this. Just a light layer, guys. You don't have to go too crazy. But remember, we're here for a good time, not a long time. So if you want to go crazy, why the hell not? There we go. Now that is ready for the oven. So after a good 20 minutes in the oven, it's nice and golden brown and beautiful. We're gonna hit it with a little fresh diced parsley for a pop of color and to hopefully get you guys to click on that thumbnail. Oh man, I can't wait to dig in here and eat some of this. Let me know in the comments if you guys plan to give this recipe a try. If you've ever had chicken tetrazzini, let me know. I see it served at baby showers and cookouts and all types of different places. So very popular dish. I didn't grow up eating a whole lot of it, but I like it now. This is the part where I say brace yourself for a trademark money shot. Say it with me, guys. Looking good. The only thing left to do, my friends, is get in here for a taste test. The time has finally come for the moment of truth. I found my fork and I'm ready to dig in here for a taste test. Let's make sure we get the perfect bite though. Twirl the noodles. Poke the chicken. Here we go. And that, my friends, is gonna be the best damn cream of chicken. I'm sorry. And that, my friends, is gonna be the best damn cream of mushrooms